You'll never learn if you don't try it. What have you got to lose? Now, if you've got everything to lose, you may have to just pony up the dough, but I mean, we got nothing to lose. We don't have a lot of money into this. It's worth more in parts than it is. And I know that the motor, now I have proven that the motor, it makes power, you know, and it's got a bad head gasket. It probably has a bad cylinder head. That's kind of common. So that's what we know what we're looking for. So one of the good things is this is not an overhead cam engine. And you can tell that it's not an overhead cam engine by the way that it isn't. The cam is down in there, and it's got push rods that come up. This is a V6 cam and block kind of motor configuration, which makes it easy because you don't have to mess with the timing and you don't have to take as much apart. We still have to take a good bit apart. And first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the driver's side head, the manifold and some of the stuff apart on that side, because there's more stuff over here. There's this power steering and the brakes. See, the passenger side, it's a breeze. You could get in there, you know, I could just reach. I got all this room down here. But on the driver's side, I don't have access from below because there is a starter. So we're going to take the starter back off. The bolts from the exhaust pipe to the exhaust manifold, I'm going to cut them off preemptively because I know if I twist on them, they're going to snap and then they're a lot harder to extract. They're rusted to the point where they're not going to go and I can't even get to them. I'm going to take the starter off so I can get a sawzall or a cutting wheel in there, and I'm going to cut the heads of the bolts off so that I can extract them easier later down the road. And what we're going to do is we're going to try like heck to get that side of the exhaust disconnected, get the top end of the motor off, take that head off, and take it into the shop and extract broken bolts and see if we can repair it. And then the passenger side will be a breeze if we start with the hard side. Our goal today is just to make a little progress, get a look at it, because if we set the goal to have the motor back together and running, we'll get overwhelmed and we'll give up on our project. If I get really, really stuck on this exhaust and I decide to not do this right now, I can still move this around. And if the weather turns really bad, I can still drive it into the shop with no exhaust on it. Nothing is good to do out here in the yard. It's all much better in the garage, but we're busy with other important things going on in the shop, getting things prepared for easier use and more elbow room for the future. So we've already diagnosed. We know what we're up against, or I know what I'm up against. You just take my word on it. I'm going to show you, you know, along the way that I'm right. And I told you a while ago that it's probably a head gasket, even though everybody, the previous owner was like, oh no, there's no head gasket problems. Well, why did you put a water pump in it? Why is the radiator leaking? Why are hoses replaced? Don't be stupid. Don't get fooled. Don't be a sucker. And a lot of these will it run guys, and a lot of, I just saw Vice Grip fail on his Lamborghini. And that's good because, you know, sometimes you fail. Sometimes you cannot drive it home. Sometimes you got to get it towed. Vice Grip is very interesting. But don't be fooled. He's a pro. And he has lots of fallback. He has a camera crew on some of his stuff. And somebody will give him a ride, or he has a rental car. And he's within range. I can't even get an Uber. I wouldn't be able to do this where I'm living without a service vehicle to take me to the shop. And without Amazon delivery to bring me parts. It was tough. I really respect what it takes and what it costs to have a reliable vehicle. We're just having fun. You know, sometimes I'll just ramble on about nothing of any interest. Let's get into this vehicle, see if we can get this exhaust apart, and get a look at why we're getting transfer of engine compression into the coolant system. Because once we know why, then we probably can fix that. I'm pretty confident that it can be fixed. Anything can be fixed. All we need is money and time. I'm all for skimping and for getting every last, iota of your money's worth out of your equipment. But sometimes there's a time and a place where you need, it's worth having every tooth a little bit sharp. All my dollars worth out of that one on the first bolt. I'm gonna have to use a brand new blade for every bolt to get them out. And we use the reverse-o-matic trick where we put the saw blade in backwards because we won't have clearance otherwise. And I would film, but I'm standing on my head underneath the vehicle, so there's no way you can see what's actually happening. So you're just gonna have to trust me that it's miserable. Well, there we go. All it took was a new blade. It snapped off the tip and burned down the 8 teeth out of the middle, but it did come off. Always make sure that your face and your body is right underneath where you're working, so that if any dust or rust comes down, it gets in your eyes first, and then if anything falls that's on fire, it lands on your throat. Embrace the pain. It's supposed to hurt a little bit. Gentle, floofy stuff, but be nice. It can hurt, but don't be mean to me. That's what I'm saying. I'm mean enough to myself. Warning, low battery. So we had battery failure. Now you are back, and I have made what we call progress. This is some kind of thing, and those are some kind of thing. That was some kind of thing. I didn't think I was gonna have to take the distributor out, but I did. And then I took the manifold off of there. You seeing where I'm at here? I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Somewhere there's a manifold. Here's the gasket. It's a Fel Pro, so I believe it's been replaced. So there's an exhaust like thing, and that's severely that's plugged up. No, that really doesn't stop it from operating. It maybe just, I don't know what it does. Choke doesn't work as good. Anyways, this looks okay. Took this off. We got our manifolds disconnected down there. 8 head bolts on either side. I got my this because they're big bolts and won't hurt to hammer on them for a second. There is an exhaust crossover thing there, and I'm guessing that we're not going to need it. We're going to plug it up, but I don't want to have to disconnect it from the manifolds or anything like that, so I just cut it so I can take the heads off separate. That's what everything looks like. There's no visible damage to any of these rockers. Some of these, let's get this apart. Let's whip this out. I didn't think we were going to get this far today, so I'm feeling good. I'm going to take the bolts out of this head, and then I'm going to bring you back as I pull it off, because I think this head is going to be where we find the bad. We are at the part where it comes off. I've got this tiny screwdriver, and I'm just going to give it a little bit of a nudge in a couple little select spots. This looks like a boss. Yeah. Okay. Oh, whoa. Okay. I don't even have a tripod on. I've been seriously wrenching here. Are we on? Okay, no. Okay, we got to get it over the dipstick tube. I will flip it over and I will immediately come back. I'm not going to look at the pistons. I'm going to flip the head over and I'm going to set it on the ground right here. You're going to get my first reaction. I'm going to get yours. And she's down. Let's see. See some rust on that valve. But do we see any cracking? Nothing yet, huh? I mean, that's really good, because these heads are part unobtainium. They're expensive. hard to come by. So I got a feeling that valve needs a little bit of cleanup, lapping. Just rust like that, that's something to look at. So we'll probably have to pull that valve out and check the seat. But that's I'll bet you it's got a miss right there. Anyways, that looks pretty good. Okay, let's go look at the head gasket. There's a little bit of water that came out of this port that had gone in there. So I put spray lubricate in there to just keep it. So that's why it's dissolved the carbon off of here. And then what did I see? I saw a stamp on one of these pistons. There it is. There's a 30 over on that piston. I think I saw it on that one too. I mean, let's go at it. Let's see. Oh yeah, this motor's been rebuilt. Let's check the bore here. It's not bad. A little bit of pitting down there. Let's check, see how the cylinder wall has a little bit of pitting in it. Down at the bottom. Probably have to look at them all, but I mean, this has been rebuilt. There is no wear ridge in it yet, so it's doesn't have a lot of miles on the rebuild. Let's pull the other head. It is a fight getting those head bolts out of this. God, they're tight. I had to be up in there and kicking on it with my foot. The impact wrench wouldn't take them out. Okay, I got you way up there on top of the Jeeps. That one doesn't want to go. That one went. Longer bar. I'm just getting a longer bar. Forget this. I'm not killing myself. I was up in there fighting it last time. Alright, we got our bar. Torque to spec. This one is fighting me real bad. Oh, I can't fight that. Oh, having the right tools. And this one. Oh, this one. Oh, jeez. I don't know what the torque spec is on this, but these are tight. God dang. And where you do the head removal. There's a lot of water in this one. Okay. I gotta get the water out of this head. For some reason, when you open it up, coolant just goes straight down in this. I'll bring you down. We'll look at the head. This is head number 2. Have not looked. Oh, it even says Ford. The exhaust valves. That one's nice and crispy. That one looks good. Very rich. See? That spark plug is different than these. That one's different. See, that one's dirty. That one's all clean. Why is that? Let's just take the head gasket off of here. See if it's evident. Failure evident. I'm not reusing head gaskets, so I don't care if it gets a little bit mangled. Alright, let's take a look at this in the light. Well, it looks very toasty in between. This one not so much. This one looks toasty in between. Let's check the bottom. I don't know if I have head warpage or... Yeah, I don't know what kind of failure we're experiencing here, so I'm going to look and bring it back.